Hi Taurus, welcome to March 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is the March general overview for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I already shuffled and dealt out the cards for this month. And I'm doing a different spread as well. So I hope that you like it. We've got a lot to go through. You know, in addition to the reading, I'd like for you to also keep in the back of your mind for this month that we've got a lot of stuff going on astrologically as well. So, starting March 5th, we have Mercury going retrograde. It's retrograde from March 5th through the 28th. And we also have the day after Mercury turns retrograde, we have the new moon on March 6th. And at the same time, we have Uranus officially shifting into the sign of Taurus as well, into your sign. And Taurus is a wild card kind of planet. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what to expect in regards of Uranus. Uranus is the sign of chaos, it's the sign of rebellion, it's the sign of major shifts. So the fact that it's in your sign, Uranus shifts into different signs every about 7 years. So it's going to be in your sign for the next 7 years. It's going to be a while for you to get used to this energy, but just expect a lot of changes to occur, especially for you guys, over the next 7 years. We also have the spring equinox on March 20th, and the same day we also have a full moon. So this is a very interesting month. I feel like this is calling in a time to really process the changes that are coming our way, for the purpose of hitting a reset button. You know, like we're hitting a reset button and stepping into a new phase here in our lives. And I feel like whatever changes are coming your way this month is going to be kind of setting the tone for the next 7 years of what to expect, I think, in a way. So there's a lot of processing that needs to be occurring this month, especially with Mercury retrograde. I don't recommend doing too much action this month. I think just allowing yourself to settle with the energies instead of trying to, you know, force your way through it is kind of key here. But we'll tap into that a little bit more as we get into the cards. So I'm going to angle the camera down so you can see the cards. And I'll hold them up for you as well if, you know, it's hard to see. So first, let me get into the theme and the challenge this month. So we have Ace of Wands here, and that's a pretty positive energy for this month. Opportunities for new passions, action this month, or desire for action. So you're kind of starting something new or wanting to start something new in the area of what motivates you, what drives you, your passions, and that fieriness within you. So I feel like there's going to be something that sparks internally this month that creates this new drive for what you're trying to achieve, especially this month and in the months ahead. It feels like the challenge this month, we have the Nine of Wands. So this is kind of like, he looks like he's waiting for something, but also at the same time, he's got bandages around his head, like he's been through some kind of battles. and maybe he set up those sticks as like a temporary wall to protect him or something. I don't know. So like there's a level of defensiveness here as well. So I feel like the challenge this month is to not wait for these opportunities to arise. They I feel like they spark within you. I feel like you know what you have to do and it's just a matter of doing it. Not waiting for permission, and also not feeling like you have to defend your reasons for action, your reasons for moving forward. There's lots of leaves growing on this wand as well, and on all of these, which indicates potential for growth. So I feel like you're stepping into this gateway that is providing you with the energy to grow in one way or another in certain aspects of your life this month. And I feel like it's a matter of what drives you, where your ambitions are, where your passions are, and where you're placing your intentions, and then acting upon those intentions. So, you know, don't wait for someone to knock on your door and like hand you these opportunities. You have to take them for yourself. So the way that I have it set up, I created the spread. So I have it set up as earth, air, fire, water. So this card here is talking about earth energy. This is where you are as in terms of earth energy, you know, where you are with your career, your finances, your health. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of anxiety this month and a real desire to want to like really move forward, especially with this action kind of energy coming in here. So there's going to be a desire to want to like really soar forward, charge ahead, but there's also this warning of, the Knight of the Knight of Swords. Like he kind of acts first and then thinks later about what he's doing or where he's going. So that would be kind of a warning to you. Make sure that the direction that you're going in has been fully thought through. That doesn't mean, stop completely, but it means take a look at the path that you're headed on before you start charging ahead. And also, the Knight of Swords is in the direction of the past. He's charging towards the past placement, in terms of tarot. So there may be, with the anxiety, there may be a desire to want to try to go back to old ways and, try those things again. But I'm kind of feeling like that's where this anxiety is kind of coming up. Maybe there's a fear moving forward with something new, so you'd rather go back to what you know. So that's something to really pay attention to as well. And also, this in terms of finances, this could be, moving too quickly with how you are handling your money. So maybe there could be a level of spending too much this month, not really thinking about the purchases that you're making and just like going ahead and just buying the things and then maybe later on regretting, like having buyer's remorse in a way. So just really pay attention to your level of anxiety this month and the actions that you're taking based on that anxiety. Like, don't let your anxiety make the decisions for you this month. Let your passions, let your heart really, hold the reins this month rather than your head. Especially in terms of earthly matters, health, finances, career. So in the air position, we have the Nine of Cups, and it's in reverse. So here, Nine of Cups reverse talks about your level of inner happiness. Sorry, something just popped up there. So it's talking about your inner happiness. Like, what is your inner happiness meter like telling you? Like, pay attention to that happiness meter this month. It's really important. And I feel like that's going to really direct the way in which you communicate with other people. I feel like you're allowing your emotions to overtake the way that you are communicating this month. There could be a little moodiness coming in, and he's got his arms crossed, so there's a little bit of stubbornness coming in as well, not really fully being open to, you know, letting other people in maybe. So that could be some kind of challenge this month. And, you know, in terms of, like, it's like you're focusing on your inner happiness this month, which is great. But the way in which you are communicating with others, you know, for the purpose of, you know, nurturing your inner happiness, it needs to be looked at. You know, there's ways that you can communicate with other people and also nurture yourself at the same time. Like, have that level of self-care. It's something that, you know, the way that you communicate, honoring your personal feelings in this situation, but also honoring their feelings in the situation as well. So that's something to really consider this month, because I feel like, and I feel like paying attention to your inner happiness meter is going to help you to determine any ideas that are coming in this month, like which ones are the ones to go with and which ones are the ones to not pay attention to. Like, are they creating more anxiety within you, or are they filling your heart with joy? Like, that's really what we want to pay attention to this month when it comes to, you know, new ideas coming in and inspiration coming in. You want to check in with that happiness meter, see where you are. And then just honoring everyone when it comes to communication, especially yourself, but, you know, just keeping things kosher in a way. We also have the, so this is the fire position in this spread. And this one talks about your intentions, your passion, and what drives you. And it feels like, what, you know, that's the center of everything this month, what really drives you this month. And with the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse, shows that there's a level of obsession and, you know, trying to be perfectionistic in the way in which you are, you know, handling your passions and, you know, what drives you in life. So it's kind of like trying to control the outcome of everything so that, you know, you're nurturing your passions in a way that suits you, basically. And that doesn't necessarily work because there's so many unknown variables in the world, and you just have to learn to, like, kind of bend and sway with the changes there. So I'm gonna grab my cards and clarify this one more. But don't get too caught up in the details here, because this is the beginning stages of, you know, a new spark of inspiration within you this month. So, you know, don't get too caught up in the details just yet. Just kind of let yourself, you know, process this new energy that's coming in. And let's see what else. Fire position for Taurus. for March 2019. Please show me. Come on. I'm just waiting for a card to jump out here. The clarifying cards are being a little stubborn right now. And I did not like that I just said that. Hold on one second. So that could also be another message here, like being stubborn in the way that you're handling the process of things, you know, can be another message here, not being open to changing things or open to new ideas on how to increase the benefits of what's coming in. Being open to a new way of doing things, a fresh approach. Okay, so this is so yeah, something can be offered to you this month that can bring you to a new place of, you know, bringing in new benefits for how you handle your work or how you handle your passions. So like when I say passions, it's, you know, it's what really sets your heart on fire. So it could be your career, but for a lot of us it's not. It's more of like side projects and hobbies and, you know, where you're most interested in your life. So when I say passions, that's what I'm really talking about here. And this could be also in terms of relationships as well. But this is talking about, you know, not getting caught up in the perfectionistic ways of things and being open to the suggestions of others, being open to opportunities from others, because it's possible that, you know, you can only get so far on your own and then it's time to bring in somebody else. So maybe this is saying that this month you need to be considering hiring an assistant to help you. Maybe you've created an online business and that's your passion, and you know, you're feeling that drive this month and you're getting into these perfectionistic, you know, focusing on the minute details and, you know, just getting obsessed with the little things, and you need somebody to help keep you balanced this month and keep you, you know, focused on the big picture rather than just the tiny details, because you can really get caught up in that and not move forward at all, you know. And also just being open to a partnership, you know, coming up this month, whether it's, you know, looking to a friend for motivational advice, you know, a significant other, or you may meet somebody that that shares that same drive as you, but balances the way in which you approach it. So I would really be open to letting other people in so that you can take this to a whole other level. Okay. So I'm getting into the water aspects here. So 2 cards came out for the water. Emotions, love, relationships, that's the area that I'm talking about here. We have the Death card. And we also have the King of Cups in reverse. So, you know, if you were watching my yearly videos, you'll know that, like, the majority of everyone that I did a yearly reading for on my YouTube channel, it talks about, like, March into April, we're really getting into a very transformative time. So it feels like this is when it comes up. This need for change, this need for release. So like letting go of the past so we can step into some new phase. And this is very interesting, finding that this is like the main thing that we need to be looking at this month is the love, the emotions, the relationships, especially since we're in the sign of Pisces for the majority of the month. But I feel like this is kind of also where Uranus like peeks its little head this month for some of us. So specifically for you, we have the Death and we have the King of Cups in reverse. And this is like moving on from needing to control your emotions, moving on from needing to control the level of love you bring into relationships or just into your life in general, or manipulating relationships, releasing the need to, overstep boundaries in relationships. Just there's a moving on. It's a moving on from the way in which you have been handling your relationships. And maybe you've been feeling like you're on top of your game with relationships, and it's going to present itself this month that no, maybe you have not been, maybe you haven't been paying attention to your relationships as much as you should be. And so it kind of bubbles up this month like, hey, we need to take a look at this. We need to improve this situation. So what are you willing to sacrifice for love? Or what are you willing to transform, in terms of your emotions? Are you going to continue to try to control how you react to things, or maybe you're not controlling how you react to things. Maybe you're getting overly emotional in relationships, and in alignment with that, it's like, you take all of the energy in the relationship, maybe in an argument, and then it creates this level of manipulation. You know what I mean? So it's a time to release those bad habits when it comes to love, relationships, and emotions. Definitely. And like the King of Cups, he rules emotions. He has healthy boundaries. He understands his emotions. So when it's in reverse, it's like the opposite of all that, like overstepping boundaries, not having any boundaries for yourself, maybe, way overextending yourself in relationships, or expecting others to go above and beyond for you in unreasonable ways. Just, let's balance out. Let's balance out the love. Let's balance out the emotions there. Let's see what else. And maybe that's what this is all about, is your passions in terms of love as well. Not getting into defense mode immediately could be that challenge here. Not overstepping boundaries through over defensiveness, and paying attention to how you're communicating. Making sure that happiness meter is being met on all aspects, not letting your anxiety drive you, being open to suggestions and advice on how to move forward, especially when you're getting in that obsessive mode when it comes to your passions. Maybe you're just overly passionate in general, and it comes out in the relationships and in the emotional aspects of the self. So that's something to really pay attention to here. The oracle cards that I pulled, I have the first one here is Open Your Heart. So, and that totally makes sense, especially with this, Uranus and Taurus energy of like, being open to other people, being, letting in the love in a healthy way, allowing yourself to be vulnerable in relationships, letting your guard down, letting down that defensiveness and allowing other people in, approaching situations from a place of, an open heart and, surrendering rather than trying to, force your way through. Surrendering instead of crossing boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. And then we have maintain your childlike spirit. I feel like that's really important this month as these opportunities arise within you, because it feels like it's going to be a fiery month. And then we also have that Mercury retrograde coming in and maybe muddying it up a little bit and making it kind of confusing with how to direct this fiery energy within you, which could be creating that level of anxiety within you as well. So it's good to really check into that happiness meter this month and, what brings you joy, staying in the present moment, allowing yourself to laugh at yourself and have fun, even through the hard times. And that's a really great way to help yourself release, these old habits and step into this new way of living, letting these old habits die by staying in this childlike spirit energy. So that's the message that I have for you this month, Taurus. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. I send you so much love. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in